Can you see?
Good evening and welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, joined by Phil Hill and Jim Allinder for tonight's game, East Brunswick and Edison. And Jimmy, if we look at East Brunswick, this is not only a big game in terms of a win, but they're getting ready for tourney time, and I'm sure that Coach Henning wants to see this team start peaking, start showing some of the consistency that he really is looking for.
That's precisely it. There are 6 games remaining on the regular season schedule, beginning with tonight's game. And the Bears are going to finish out with Sayreville, Carteret, Piscataway, Perth Amboy, and Woodbridge. And you're right, they do want to start establishing some consistency. The problem for East Brunswick has been finishing off opponents. In the previous 2 games, they have beaten J.P. Stevens, and then the one before that, they lost to Perth Amboy, and I should even say before that, they lost to John F. Kennedy. These games were on the road,
right?
And Bo Henning, the coach, felt that the team could have beaten both J.F. Kennedy and Perth Amboy, even though Amboy is 17-1 at this point, could have beaten them if they had finished off their game with good shot selection. He's looking for that. He's looking for the team to have more of a killer instinct. They are 11-6 right now, 5-4 in the conference, and in the Red Division, which means that they're probably out of any consideration for winning a Red Division championship. But you're right, the county tournament is starting to gear up in another couple of weeks. East Brunswick wants a good seed in that. The state tournament, they're probably going to be receiving a 7th seed, which means that they're going to have a home game here for the first round of states.
Right.
But tonight's opponent, Edison, as Phil will allude to, is a quality opponent.
And speaking of Edison, Phil, they come in 7-10, a little deceiving, that record.
7-10 is certainly deceiving. They lost one game by 1 point, 2 other games by 3 points, and this is a team that has to be loose. You remember Lou Figueroa? This team has no place to go but up. Last year they went 0-20, so they're feeling good about the 7-10 record. They're rather loose. They got a lot of young talent, 2 senior starters. The rest of the players are sophomores and juniors, and they figured to be competitive. They played East Brunswick very tough the first time they met.
Well, Edison, known particularly this year for football, where they had an outstanding year. And you say coming off an 0-20 record or 2-20 record, you can only go up. East Brunswick cannot take this game lightly.
I don't think so, and I don't think they will, John. I think they're probably prepping, as Jimmy pointed out, for the counties and state. I think Bo is going to make sure that they stay sharp, and he's going to stay on their case.
I think it should be pointed out that in the first meeting between these 2 clubs, even though East Brunswick came out on top, they were down by 10 points at halftime and came back to play one of the better halves of this year. So it took a great effort by East Brunswick to beat this Edison team.
All right, again, East Brunswick comes in 11-6, Edison 7-10, and we're about ready to get this game underway, and we'll be back with the action in just a moment. Well, welcome back. We're about ready to get going. East Brunswick and Edison. A little delay here as they were waiting for an official to arrive. We've got 2 gentlemen in striped shirts on the court, and we're about ready to go.
Now let's get our first look at Edison this year. As we had mentioned, they played East Brunswick tough the first time around.
East Brunswick in the green, and Davis will control it.
Supposedly a slight Achilles tendon pull with Davis, but it's not supposed to affect him.
Ferdig right away, swish. Bears on top, 2-0.
And I'll tell you, I know Dave Ferdig wants to have a good game.
And the Bears have a full court press on right now.
Zaffarina in and out. Perry on the follow-up. Westrade on the rebound. Out to Ferdig. East Brunswick starting off quick. Garaska. He rolls it in.
And he almost jammed that one.
Well, he tried.
East Brunswick got caught. And then, whoa, a jam is missed. That was by Dixon. Garaska comes back. Won't go. Ferdig taken away by Perry. And a lot of action here in this first minute.
And almost jammed twice.
Edison slow it down. A timeout is called.
I think because Raska slipped, they're claiming that the floor might be a little wet down there.
Well, the official will do a little housekeeping.
Well, and we saw Dixon break away, no one near him, go up for a jam and miss the shot. Gives coach his gray hair.
Well, Edison will take it out on the side when play is resumed.
You know, we only played about a minute, Phil, but you say the coach did not mention too much about Charles Perry?
He didn't talk too much about him at all.
He looks like an athlete to me.
Well, he's in the transfer from East Orange, and he does look like a good one.
McCann with the ball, looks underneath for Zaffarina, won't go, and it'll go over to East Brunswick. This is Davis to Fertig, and we'll try to get you the East Brunswick lineup as we go along here. We haven't had a chance to catch our breath, quite honestly. Fertig looking inside to West Straight.
Perry.
There's Perry, takes it away.
He's quick.
This is Freund. Back to Perry. He'll take the shot, and it goes.
Swish.
Edison on the board. It's 4-2 is our score.
Just to give you the lineup for East Brunswick, that's, of course, R.J. Davis bringing up the ball. West Straight is at center. Fertig at the small forward position. You see Reisner with the ball, and that's West Straight. And Andy Raska at center.
Fertig looking around. He'll put it outside to Raska. Underneath, West Straight all by himself. Good fake. Didn't get enough on it, though. Zaffarina. Davis in his face. And Raska with the rebound.
Zaffarina is the leading scorer, Phil.
That's right, 16 points per game.
He was off on the first 2 shots there. They weren't.
Reisner underneath. No foul.
Good block.
Perry looking for some help. 4-2 is our score. Quick-paced game thus far. Shot by Freund. Off the iron, and this will be Fertig. He'll come straight down. Looks across to Raska. He's fouled.
I thought they're going to get him for steps there, but apparently he's kept his pivot foot still.
Foul is on Dixon, number 41. First period action from East Brunswick High School. 5:22 left here in the period. Bears by 2. Raska will get one more. (5-2) now. East Brunswick by 3.
Boy, they blew that press apart.
Zaffarina down and in on the pass from Dixon.
This Edison team looks like a
They got some horses, no
fine young
doubt.
team.
Davis across the West Straight. He'll take the shot.
EB will take it, but I'm not sure that's the shot that Henning wanted the team to take. Your center shooting from on top of the key.
Fertig playing good defense. Zaffarina forces his way in, and they're going to allow it.
That was a good shot. He really had position.
Foul on Fertig. 7-6 is our score.
Nice move by Zaffarina, and he was the star last year for this team, averaging 14 points per game last year, now up to about 16 points.
Is he a senior, you know, Phil?
And he is a senior.
Okay.
And he'll tie it up. We're tied at 7. Edison pressing now. West Straight to Fertig. He'll take the shot. The jumper is all net. 9-7. They're going to call a foul. I believe it's going to be on Davis. I'm sorry, West Straight, 44. Second team foul on East Brunswick. Zaffarina looking, he'll give it out to McCann. They force it underneath to Zaffarina to Dixon, who'll go right to the hoop with it. And Phil, they don't look like a 7-10 team.
They certainly don't. Nice passing team.
East Brunswick
Or
on the perimeter.
Out. They're spread out.
Raska being pressured, he'll give it to Fertig. We'll put it up, short, Dixon rebound. And this is Freund. He'll bring it up. Perry, quick move. A little too strong, though. West straight on the bound.
Well, he'd be looking to break here, but Edison's...
Raska, yes. 11-9.
And even though Andy's the pivot man, it's one of his strong suits, is outside shooting. If he gets the shot, he'll take it.
And they're going to call Fertig. That'll be his second.
Yep.
Well, their feet got caught up there. An unintentional foul by Fertig. Nevertheless, a foul.
And 2 fouls first period. You sit.
And Johnson will come in for Fertig.
Well, let's see how this combination works. Because Fertig seemed to be a good stabilizing influence there.
Knocked away by Raska. 3:20 left in the first period. Bears enjoying a 2-point lead, 11-9. East Brunswick continuing to press. McCann from the key, won't go. Raska quickly out to West Straight. Looking for Johnson, bad pass.
Nice move inside.
Ooh, good
Blocked
block.
by Raska. Perry on the follow-up. We're tied at 11. Johnson, stolen
Great
by
s-
Zaffarina.
yeah, that was a quick steal.
And Johnson comes up, Davis rather, takes it out of his hands, and he's fouled.
Ooh, almost went in.
Foul on Freund, number 31. RJ will go to the line.
And RJ Davis showing a lot on that. Good hands for the steal, good movement down court, and almost able to make a 3-point play. Fouled on it. Goes to the foul line for 2.
Beck coming in, and so is Forte.
So he'll be coming in for Davis. Since Davis is on the line, we'll wait for Forte. What a stark contrast this game is to the last one we televised, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Which was nothing but defense.
I think everyone's surprised by the pace of this game thus far. Davis puts East Brunswick up by 1, 12-11. And the Southpaw makes it 13-11. And Forte will come in for Davis. So we've got Johnson, Forte, Reisner, Raska, and Beckin for the Bears.
Well, the turnover.
Raska looking for the handle.
Couldn't
And it
get
goes
it.
back to Edison. This is Perry. To Freund. Dixon trying to establish position underneath, but Perry will go himself. Short.
You know, I'll tell you who hasn't touched the
Forte.
ball is Mike Reisner. We haven't called his number yet.
2
He's
minutes left.
Leading scorer on the team.
Forte to Reisner. There he is, Jim. He'll give it back out to Forte. 3-pointer. Way short.
Well, he's got it in his blood. He doesn't mind putting it up, Forte.
Well, this is the thing that Henning has dictated was shot selection.
Whoa, they're calling a backcourt on East Brunswick.
Boy,
Beck on the steal.
I question that. We've seen more blatant backcourts through this season than that one.
I don't know how it could be backcourt on the defensive player.
Well, what I've been saying all year, the official has to blow the whistle.
Anyway, it's over to Edison with 1:40 left in the period. The Bears by 2, 13-11. Freund all by himself. Boom, makes it, and we're tied again.
That was a set play.
Johnson, short jumper, won't go. Oh, they're gonna call foul on,
I think Freund, John.
we'll see.
Nope.
No, on Johnson for East Brunswick.
Wow. Didn't see that.
McCann is gonna come in for Dixon. it's getting a little rough out there. Minute 15 left. Brian, they're going to call him a travel. Westrait's ready to come back in. Raska will take a seat. We're tied at 13, first period. East Brunswick Edison. Forte gets a pick from Westraight. Now looks for someone and gives it off to Johnson. Back to Forte.
Boy, where's Reisner?
Forte will take the shot. Short again. Saved by Johnson. They say he'll step on the line.
I'll tell you, Reisner, one of the reasons Reisner's not getting points is that Edison's playing the box and one, and they have somebody in his t-shirt.
Constantly on Reisner. Okay. Well, it's good strategy at this point because Fertig's sitting right now with 2 fouls. East Brunswick really doesn't have good outside shooter, except for Mike Reisner.
This is Perry. Johnson on Zaffarena. Freund back out to McCann. Out to Zaffarena. 9 seconds. They'll take the last shot. Zaffarena drive. Blocked by Johnson. They're going to call it a jump.
And Edison still retains possession.
So Edison, with 3 seconds, will have it under their own basket.
It's a bold block by Johnson, considering the time left in the period.
Perry. Zaffarena will take it, and he hits at the buzzer. A three-pointer, and it puts Edison on top, 16-13.
Fine period by Edison. They do show that they have some ability.
I'll tell you, this Edison team is just extremely loose.
Let us go down and listen in on Bo Henning, who we have mic'd.
Selection has gone to crap again. There's no shot clock. Don't throw a stinking bad shot up. All right, against their box and one, okay? We are going to run a 1-3-1 offense, all right? 1-3-1. Now, Mike will be one of the wings. What I want you to do to start your offense is to exchange with the other wing underneath, okay? V, you give him a screen on that. In fact, Ryan Daly, report in for V. Hurry up. If you're the low man, yes, I want you to give him a screen as well. You catch it, don't force anything. You square up. If you see it, fine. Okay? That's the offense. 1-3-1.
All right, Phil, talking about that box and one on Reisner.
Right. They're tailing Reisner. Everyone else, John, is in a zone situation, but Reisner is being played man-to-man, and the defensive player is practically inside his shirt.
Right, and I think the other thing that Henning mentioned is that there's no shot clock, meaning that East Brunswick is not taking good shots, and we see that.
All right, East Brunswick will start the second period off. They trail by 3, 16-13, as Zaffarena hits a three-pointer at the buzzer to end the first period. Bad pass by Forte. Perry. You got to be impressed with Perry thus far.
He's an athlete.
Zaffarena, a good move. Dumps it off to McCann. McCann a little too strong. Perry underneath.
Call him push off.
And they'll call it on Perry.
I'll tell you one thing, Phil. Edison has gotten a lot of open shots tonight, but they're working for them.
They are working for him. You take a look at Perry. I'm trying to think of the youngster's name. Linebacker for Perth Amboy. Went to Duke, I believe. Jim?
Hubbard.
Hubbard.
Yeah.
Built just like Hubbard, I tell you.
All right. Davis comes back in. Forte will take a seat.
Notice number 45. Nope. James Johnson. Wherever Reisner goes, he's with him.
Ryan Daly's in, number 12 for the Bears. That's he with the ball. Raska.
Well, I think what's
not pretty, but it counts.
Yeah. What's complexing the problem is that Dave Fertig's not in.
Fertig on the bench with 2 fouls. Zaffarena is the key man. Nice pass underneath.
Called another one on him.
And they're going to call Perry for a charge.
It was a late call.
Well, he's just a physical player. He's
an
extremely physical player, and it's going to pay off sometimes, but he's going to get caught an awful lot of times, like it's happening now.
Yeah, he's
got to learn to
aggressive.
control it.
16-15, Bears trailing by 1.
And he's going to sit.
Daly with the ball, out to Davis. You heard Coach Henning say, take the best shot, don't throw it up there.
But,
Davis.
Not too much movement by East Brunswick, though.
Raska, high off the glass, but it'll go. Make it 17-16, the Bears on top by 1.
And he's got 9 points thus far, Andy Raska does.
An excellent game thus far, second period action from East Brunswick High School. That's McCann. Johnson inside to Zaffarina.
Just a great pass, I tell you. James Johnson on a super pass.
18-17, Eagles by 1. Daly to Westrate. Davis, there's Reisner. That's the one they want with the ball. Inside Westrate, down low to Raska.
And there's your hot man for East Brunswick. He's picking up the slack.
Well, I tell you, East Brunswick has enough guns to make a difference. They don't have to have Reisner to score to win.
Travel call on Zaffarina.
Yeah, it was a nice defensive play by Josh Westrate. Stood his ground and caused Zaffarina to take a couple steps to avoid the hit.
Reisner will inbound it from the side. The Bears by 1, 19-18 with 5:50 left. Second period. Davis to Reisner. He's yet to put one up. There it is. And he's wide.
He wants to get one off, I tell you. If you're a shooter, you want to get one off, and he's sort of off balance, forced it a little bit.
I don't know who that is, number 23 for Edison.
That's, excuse me? 23 for Edison. Let's get him.
Anyway, Daly, a three-pointer off the rim. Raska on the save, but it goes to Dixon. Edison on top by 1, and we're going back and forth.
23 for Edison is Jay Gorman, a transfer from North Brunswick.
Here we go, steal.
Davis.
Nice feed.
To Raska. Good move.
I'll tell you, super pass by Davis. Raska puts it up nicely.
And Andy has over his per game average of 11.8. He's got 13 now.
Bears by 1, 21-20. It's been seesaw all night. Dixon right to the hoop, and he's fouled.
I think you're going to call Mike Reisner on this one.
Phil, if I recall last year watching Dixon, we were quite impressed by the young man.
We were impressed with them last year. We talked about how very young they were and that they were going to take their knocks, but give them a couple years and they'll be back. And they're starting to show. I'm surprised that their record isn't better than 7-10. They look like a very well-balanced team.
That's Dixon at the line.
And Rashawn Dixon is a junior. He's a 6'4" junior. He'll be back another year, so he's just developing.
I think he'll fill out a little bit, too.
He's got it.
Dixon looking to increase the Edison lead. Not this time. Foul, that's Raska going over the top of Zaffarina.
Well, he had an easy bucket underneath, so Andy was willing to give it up.
James Johnson came in, almost snared the rebound, bounced off his hands, and Zaffarina got a hold of it and was fouled.
Edison by 1, 22-21 with 4:35 left here in the second period. Edison came in with a 7-10 record, and they look much better than that tonight. 23-21 Edison. Zaffarina increases Edison lead by 3.
Press.
Davis to Westrate, back to Davis.
It's Kartzman.
Kartzman, number 32, came in.
And I'm surprised that Fertig is sitting, Phil. I think with 4 minutes left in the second quarter, should be in there.
That's Kartzman there with the ball. To Johnson.
Reisman's out. Excuse me,
Cross to
Reisman.
Davis. At some point, someone's going to have to be willing to shoot it, and it's Kartzman. West straight to Raska. No. And East Brunswick controls it.
Calling a
They're
double
going to call
dribble.
a travel on Raska.
Well, Johnson got away with a big hack there. East Brunswick, with this combination, I'm sure they're having trouble finding points.
Stolen, knocked away rather by Johnson, but picked up by the other Johnson. So Edison will keep possession. This is Gorman, number 23. Zaffarena, he
that a
finds
two?
the twine.
It's a 2.
I'd say he's got a nice touch, this Zaffarena.
26-21, Edison. Bo calling a 2-1-2. Davis, Kartzman, nice move inside. Little short.
And I'll tell you what, this defense by Edison has done the job.
Reisner will be coming back in. Looking for Dixon underneath, stolen by Davis.
East Brunswick's trying to break, but they don't have anybody up front.
This Edison team's a quick team as well, though.
Yeah.
They can match speed.
Inside 2.5 minutes left. Davis, a three-pointer. Too strong. Johnson. And almost stolen by Zaffarena. And East Brunswick with some changes. Chris Henry, number 30, will come in, as will Reisner. Davis and Kartzman will take a breather. I believe this is the first time we've seen Chris Henry this year. I may be wrong. Shot, Reisner, off the side of the backboard. Inside of 2 minutes. Edison by 5, 26-21. Freund looking for a pick. Zaffarena will pull it back out. Gorman looking, trying to make the turn.
Good defense by the Bears.
Here comes Freund on the drive, and he's fouled by Henry.
Well, he got around him. Some of the people in for East Brunswick are not used to playing. And that was just exploiting speed right there, just getting around.
Timeout, East Brunswick. All right, let's go back and listen in on Coach Bo Henning, see what words he has for his team.
Nothing else, maybe get their legs out from under. Okay. Against the Georgetown, if you're the two guys in the stack away and they're Hoya freeze, ball's over here, these two guys got to be way to hell in the help side. Got to be in help side, okay? Otherwise, that kid's going to get the basket one-on-one. When you hedge out off that screen, when you hedge, you got to be willing to hedge and then retreat to your man in case he rolls, okay? This guy along the bottom who's coming out, he should be denied pretty well. That should be a guard, and you should be able to get out there and deny it. All right, offensively, against the 1-3-1, be patient in your 2-1-2. Andy, be more active from the high post.
Well, some of the finer points being discussed by Coach Henning.
Right, basically he's saying what you got to do is deny Zaffarena, the shooter there. You got to get out and deny him the ball. Once he gets it in his hands, he gets a step and he puts it up. So it's sort of just simply saying playing tougher defense. Get out there quicker.
Well, Zaffarena has 13 points to lead Edison. It's been very successful from the outside.
We have 1:30 left here in the second period. Edison by 5. And this is Freund at the line. He increases that lead to 6 now. He'll get one more. (28-21), the Eagles. And they continue to press.
EB desperately needs a bucket.
Raska, air ball, but it goes in. That was a floater.
Had his body under control and just put up a nice shot.
East Brunswick really needs to deny Edison on this turn right here.
Gorman. Phil, looks like they're doing a little pick and roll there.
They're trying, John.
Freund, and they're going to...
5-second call. No, it's a
No,
foul.
McCann.
McCann blocking off Reisner. Reisner trying to cut to the basket defensively and just got nailed.
I believe this is a one-on-one situation.
Both teams have 5 team fouls.
And I tell you, these foul shots will do Reisner good. He just needs to hit something. He's been a little frustrated because he hasn't been able to get off his shot.
Scoreless. He's got his first point now.
24-28, Bears down by 4. Reisner in a bonus situation. Bears now trail by 3 with 58 seconds left. Gorman to Dixon, across to Zaffarina. That's the guy Edison wants, and he'll take the three-pointer. And he's hot tonight.
Well, Johnson let him go, and
Well, you heard Bo Hennings talk about stepping out on him, denying him, and they didn't deny him there.
31-25, Edison by 6. 30 seconds.
we also heard Henning imploring Raska there with the ball to be more active in the high post, which means shoot more from out there.
Johnson inside, out to Weststraight. A lot of movement, but good defense by Edison. 15 seconds. McCann trying for the steal. Johnson inside the paint.
And he threw it away.
Still enough time for Edison to get the ball down.
5 seconds.
Surprised East Brunswick's not, they are pressing.
Zaffarina, 3, he'll put it up. Off the rim, and that'll do it. So at halftime, it's Edison 31, East Brunswick 25.
And it could have been a lot worse than that. There was a point there where Edison was coming down with a 7-point lead with less than a minute to go, and East Brunswick was able to get 4 quick points. Edison came back with another deuce, but a 6-point margin isn't quite as bad, let's say 10 points, but it sort of reminds me of the first game that these two teams played where Edison had a 10-point lead at halftime.
All right, so halftime at East Brunswick, they have the work cut out for them. They're down by 6, and we'll be back with the start of the third period in just a moment. Well, welcome back to the second half as you see East Brunswick starting fullback for the year 1999.
He's in his position already.
Look at that, he's ready. That's Phil Hill's son. We call him the Juice.
Juice.
Anyway, Jimmy, second half, we're about ready to go, but I know you have some stats. Well, I think the most revealing stat is that East Brunswick has 25 points, and Andy Raska has 15 of them. And so he's obviously had to carry the bulk of the scoring. Reisner, the leading scorer, only has 2 points, 2 foul shots. Dave Fertig left the action in the first period after picking up his second foul. He only has 4 points. He's the one I think is going to be the key for East Brunswick to get them back into the game. They're not out of it. It's 31-25. But still in all, they're going to need more point production from other people besides Andy Raska.
And boy, no time wasted. They get this second half underway.
And they got to put the clamps on number 31, on number 10 rather. Zaffarina, 17 points for the first half.
31-25 is the score. Edison by 6 as we start this third period. Freund underneath to McCann. And that's Zaffarina. Loses it. Saves it.
Good hustle. Good hustle. Good hustle by Zaffarina. He's a ball player.
Well, Edison being very patient.
This is Freund.
Ooh, look at this.
A little slowdown here.
Well, they're trying to bring him out of that zone. The Bears are in the 1-2-2 zone right now, and
that's Perry. Blocked by Reisner, and it'll go off Perry. And East Brunswick will touch it for the first time in this half.
And I tell you, the Bears open up tough defensively. 1-2-2 zone, but an effective 1-2-2 zone.
This is Davis. It's Davis Weststraight. Furtick is back in, Raska and Reisner, the starting 5. Reisner off the rim. Nice
pass.
Feed by Raska to Weststraight underneath. And Reisner follows up.
One of the few times that East Brunswick has been able to dominate the offensive boards in one sequence.
31-27 now. Turnover by Edison. Timeout, Edison.
Yeah, they want a timeout immediately. I think Coach sees something he doesn't like. I'm not quite sure what it was.
Well, I think he just saw Edison's come out and they've been a little sloppy, a little flashy, a little sloppy, and I think he just wants to settle them down and say, hey, listen, we're in control of the game. They've lost several games whereby teams have come back on them, and they don't want to do that now.
One of the things that Edison was doing well in the first half is that they were very sharp on their passes, but it was an kind of like an up-tempo game. Here they started out very deliberately, and maybe they're not used to playing that type of game, certainly tonight.
Well, no doubt where East Brunswick's at. They want to get him back into this and get back into it quickly. Furtick is back in. He's playing with 2 fouls. He should be okay, hopefully. And you could see the hustle. You saw that play, the rebound by Raska underneath to Weststraight. That's what it's going to take. Again, our score is East Brunswick 27, Edison 31. So the Bears trail by 4. And they have the ball as we start action again. That's Furtick. Reisner.
They slide nice in that zone, Phil.
Furtick, a little short. Raska saves. To Furtick. Looking underneath for someone, no one there. I think he was expecting Raska to roll off. Those are the kind of turnovers you can't afford.
And Figueroa taking Dixon out of the game to talk to him. But you can bet he's going to be back in the game soon.
Edison doing a good job of getting around the press by East Brunswick. McCann in the paint. Wild, Weststraight, it should go over to East Brunswick.
Yeah, possession arrow on their side.
So East Brunswick will have it. Need to get a fire going here. Need to get something or someone hot. Weststraight, Raska, turnaround, yes.
Yeah, he's definitely been the big gun for East Brunswick tonight.
Bears trailing by 2, 31-29. Looking underneath, turnover by Edison.
Perry was a little too deliberate with that pass.
Reisner, RJ.
It's his first 2.
RJ Davis.
Ties it at 31.
Sorry, Davis had 2 foul shots in the first half.
Zaffarena, he's been the hot one for Edison. That's Perry. Inside is Johnson.
And I'll tell you, the Eagles look like they're perplexed by this 1-2-2 zone.
Yeah.
Zaffarena.
It's more like a 3-2, don't you think, Phil?
Nice pass inside to Perry. Blocked by Raska. Furtick keeps it alive.
Great pass.
To Raska. He's fouled by McCann.
He's hammered by McCann. I tell you, nice movement by the Bears, though.
That's second one on McCann.
We were commenting about that zone. It seems like East Brunswick is putting a lot of people up front on defense and is denying Zaffarena certainly that open outside shot that he had in the first half.
Andy at the line. He'll shoot 2. Could put East Brunswick back on top. And he does, 32-31.
East Brunswick has scored the first 7 points of this quarter. They were down by 6 at halftime, remember?
And now the Bears by 2.
Boy, what a game Andy Raska is having thus far, 19 points.
Gorman in for his ball handling. That's he, number 23. Can't miss Gorman. He has a tattoo on his right shoulder.
So they move Zaffarana around to the backside.
They want to free him up. Across court to Freund. Gorman and Edison having a little trouble with this deliberate style. I think you're right, Jim. There's a turnover, and this is Davis. 2-on-1 to Fertig, a little behind him. And they're going to call a jump.
It was a good call. Fertig tried to get the shot off, but it was blocked by the hand. And Edison should have...
And they do. Bears by a bucket with 3:50 left here in the third period. Fertig, they'll call him for kicking. Good D, though.
Well, he is an excellent defensive
I'll
player.
tell you, super defense.
Right. If I remember correctly, I think Fertig is leading the team in steals with 38 coming into this game.
Again, they can't get past Fertig.
Well, the Eagles is definitely tightened up. We talked about it at the top of the game. One of the things they had going for them that they were very loose. The second half, they seemed to come out tighter. Of course, the Bears may have something to do with that.
Gorman being pressured, gets away. Blocked by Raska.
Yeah, it was Andy the one.
Here comes 3-on-1. Reisner will take it. A little strong, and Johnson on the rebound. And a missed opportunity.
Boy, East Brunswick back on defense.
They are back. They are playing super defense.
Yeah, this is a different second half for the Bears.
3:10 left in the period. McCann. It won't go. Westrade on the rebound.
Wow, open shot there.
Davis finds Reisner. Nice play by Reisner. Keep the ball in play.
Michael's open underneath.
Setting up a play.
And he doesn't want to take it tonight.
Davis to Fertig. He'll take it off the front of the rim. Good heads-up play by Davis. Good hustle. Looking for Raska.
Yeah, Mike Reisner is a streak shooter, and if he doesn't feel like shooting, he's not going to.
They're going to call a travel. He took a step, and Dixon will come back in for the Eagles. 2:25 left in the period. East Brunswick enjoying a very slim 2-point lead, 33-31. Nice pass inside to Dixon, over to Johnson.
And he makes it.
That's his first bucket tonight, James Johnson.
Fertig pulls up, in. And here we go, back and forth, 35-33, the Bears. Foul on Davis.
And they call Davis on that one. Thought they're going to get Fertig on his third, but I think that's the first team foul by East Brunswick this quarter.
Phil, you gotta like the way Lou Figueroa works those sidelines too.
He does. He's a hollerer.
He's coaching, he's teaching, and he's disciplining all at the same time. Zaffarana blocked by Raska. What a game that he's having. And they're gonna call a foul on
And in.
Johnson, I believe.
And I'll tell you got to give Zaffarina the credit. He went up, got a shot, blocked, came back down, put it right back up, drew the foul, and now goes to the foul line.
Phil Zaffarina reminds me of, you know, that typical kind of guy you might see on a street game of basketball.
That's right, the quick and
Well, doesn't look like a basketball player, doesn't have the slickest moves, doesn't look very pretty at it, but at the end of the game, he's got 25, 30 points.
that's right.
And he's quite accurate from the outside, too.
So the Eagles take the lead. 36-35. Fertig finds Westrate, back into Raska. Nice pass, won't go. Johnson on the rebound. 1:30 left, third period.
East Brunswick has to play that tough defense.
Dixon, their big man, on the outside. Nice play by Westrate. But there's Johnson. No one covered Westrate's man. Edison by 3, 38-35. And a foul's going to be called on Zaffarina.
And he can afford it.
Reaching in.
It's his first foul.
2 team fouls for each team. Furtick setting something up. Looking across. Westrate outside, inside to Raska. Strong move to the boards. Won't go, though. Ball's alive, and Johnson showing some leaping ability.
Big rebound.
Just wouldn't go for the Bears. Whoa.
Gorman can't hold on to it. This is Johnson. He's got Furtick.
Oh.
Nice pass to Raska coming down the lane.
Give Andy Raska credit. He's been up and down this floor all night, and it was his hustle that enabled him to get that easy shot underneath.
Good movement.
19 seconds. The Bears trailing by 1. 38-37. Gorman drives inside.
Oh, East Brunswick switching on and off.
Johnson, good hands.
Good. 5 seconds left, John. Now Edison will definitely press here. But look at Andy Raska down here.
And Westrate tried to get it to him. The ball was blocked.
And he was
a
fouled.
foul. I think it's on Johnson.
If it was a shooting foul.
Before the shot.
Okay. Well, East Brunswick's fortunate, but Raska was all by himself down the other end here.
Westrate had the right idea. It was blocked. And Gorman, not aware of the time, blows an opportunity.
I'll tell you, coaches just hate to see that.
Yeah.
Only 3 seconds left.
So at the end of 3, it's Edison by 1, 38-37. Let's sneak on down and listen to Bo Henning.
Okay, the last couple series, they were just straight man, so turn your offense over a little bit, right? There's an excellent opportunity to push the ball on them. They are not getting back at all, okay? They're not getting back at all. All right, defensively, let's stay with the 52 for the time being. 52 back to 51. It's our possession coming out of here, so let's get a good shot and let's take it inside. If they are in any kind of gimmick defense, right, you just run your angle down motion. If the guy doesn't show up open on the wing, it's a wave through. 52 to 51, correct? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 10.
Well, you heard him. It's rather esoteric, but I'm sure they understand it, exactly what Coach Bo Henning is saying. Basically, he's telling them to play off whatever the Edison Eagles do. He gave them 3 different options.
And again, reiterating, taking the good shot.
Inside, too. They want to get it down below.
So we start the 4th period, the last 8 minutes. The Bears trail by 1, 38-37.
Beck is in there for East Brunswick, John.
Good hands by Dixon to Gorman. Over Furtick. He gets his own rebound. And what about a travel? Yes.
Well, Varnell Johnson on this side of the ball wanted to get the ball inside, but Edison man was waiting right in front of him.
Furtick to Raska. Reisner. Reisner takes a step and pops, won't go. Beck rebound. Looks, got Raska at the foul line, in and out. Reisner pulls it down, good hustle. He gets the pick from Beck, but it won't go.
3 shots.
Strong rebound by Perry.
3 that were in and out for East Brunswick. Gorman, wide, Perry, and he's fouled. And I think it's gonna be on Beck.
Perry had position inside.
And I tell you, you got 2 transfers involved in the action right there for the Eagles. You got Jay Gorman, a transfer from North Brunswick, and you got Perry at the line, who's at the line right now, to transfer from East Orange.
Well, Andy Raska is sitting, and he must be tired. Henning probably giving him a moment's rest before he gets in for the stretch.
Perry missing the first. Edison holding on to a 1-point lead, 38-37. That one will go.
There he
There's
goes.
Westrate all by himself. Good heads-up play by Fertig.
And you remember, Bo Henning said it in the huddle. They're not getting back. They're not getting back.
We're tied at 39.
Well, we saw that opening before. This time it works.
Perry showing some strength. Zaffarena to Dixon.
Good pass.
Nice move to the bucket.
He's going to be a player.
Yes.
John Dixon.
Fertig quickly brings it up. Inside of 6 minutes now. Eagles by 2. 41-39. Beck on the outside. Across court. Fertig saves it.
That was close.
Good hand by Zarafana.
Dixon.
And Fertig will get this all the way.
Right to the hoop. Nice reverse layup. Won't go. Foul on Freund.
Dave Fertig showing good speed. Nice move at the basket, a reverse layup. And drew the foul.
These are important buckets now. It's 5.5 minutes left in the game.
Davis goes in. Johnson will come out.
You figure Rask would be coming in shortly.
And here he comes for Beck. 41-40 now. Fertig could tie it. And he does.
Nice touch.
5:25 left in the game. We're tied at 41. East Brunswick and Edison.
The Bears are back to man-to-man.
Zaffarena won't go, and a foul's going to be called on Perry.
Wow. One of the few times that Zaffarena hasn't been able to convert underneath. I believe it's a 1-on-1.
Third foul on Perry. Timeout. Edison.
I thought it was a 1-on-1. But anyway, no team has really, this is a game where no team has really can feel comfortable about, even Edison, when they were up by 6 to 7 points, they never really could relax. And of course, East Brunswick came back, but it's been that kind of game tonight.
I'll tell you, Bo Henning trying to keep the Edison Eagles off balance, had that very effective zone, and then all of a sudden switched to man-to-man. You might wonder why, but he's trying to throw different things at him.
And you can't help but be impressed by Edison. I mean, their tenacity, they're hanging in there. They're showing some good defense of their own. Zaffarena was hot the first half. He's cooled off a bit, but they're getting some support from Dixon and Perry and, good ball handling by Gorman. So they're right in this. Again, they're not a 7-10 team. .505 remaining. We're tied at 41 as Westrate will inbound it to Davis. Reisner to Raska, who's been the key man, looking for Westrate. Davis on the follow-up, in and out. Westrate tries it, won't go.
Tell you, that ball was halfway down and popped back up. Bears in the man-to-man.
Gorman has taken over the ball handling for the Eagles. That's Perry. To Dixon. Back out to Gorman.
Brunswick playing man-to-man, Phil.
Right.
Zaffarena,
Oh, he's quick.
he'll go himself. A little too much English on it. And it's off East Brunswick.
A big break.
Perry had it, and EB man knocked it out of his hands.
Johnson comes in for Dixon for the Eagles. Freund pulls it down and he throws it away.
A little too strong on that pass.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised they had the shooter take the ball from out of bounds.
Tied at 41, East Brunswick looking to get on top, and there's Raska, and he does it. 43-41. Freund losing control.
He's in trouble.
Throws it right to Ferdig. Ferdig
Great
to
pass.
Davis, and he's fouled. No, they're going to call a travel.
Ooh.
Boy, they were scrutinizing the steps on that one.
I'll tell you, actually, it's been a well-officiated game, unlike some of the others that we've seen.
They're letting them play, that's for sure.
Unofficially, I have Andy Raska with 24 points. Boy, that was a big basket right there. East Brunswick could have had a 4-point lead.
Zaffarena gets it up to Gorman. Gorman will take it himself. And it won't go. Freund on the rebound.
Nice shot.
Tied at 43, 3:15 left. Ferdig across to Davis. Reisner now will bring it back out and give it to Ferdig.
I think Mike Reisner is just going to wipe this night clean and say, I'll try again some other night. He just doesn't want to shoot.
Inside of 3 minutes. Ferdig, three-pointer. Yes! That's what they needed.
Ferdig will.
Dave Ferdig.
Three-pointer. Big one at this juncture.
46-43, and Edison throws it away. Here's an opportunity for the Bears.
Raska playing tough defense there.
Yep.
Reisner to Davis.
Now East Brunswick can afford to play a little less aggressively.
Eagles.
Reisner inside to Raska. Good move. Oh, won't go off the glass. Johnson. It's going to go over to Edison.
I think
Oh, wow.
They're going to call Raska.
I'll tell you, as soon as I talked about a well-officiated game, you saw both officials look at each other, one waiting for the other to make the call. The back official looked like it was going to be called a jump ball. And, I'll tell you.
well, you don't hear the fans booing because, quite frankly, they were blocked out. We are the ones that had the best
Had the
angle
clear
from this
vision,
side.
right.
So Raska
Well, that'll
picks
mean
up
Johnson will go to the line.
third foul for Andy Raska. And needless to say, John, these are crucial foul shots.
James Johnson.
And a break for East Brunswick as Reisner pulls it down. 2:20 left. Bears by 3, 46-43.
Sweaty palms time.
Reisner by himself. Yes,
Well, there you go.
48-43.
Big bucket.
And you know you couldn't hold him down all day.
Gorman looking for a little help. No one's moving for Edison. Finally, Zaffarena pulls away. Nice move. He'll take it and rolls it in. Reisner
Whoa.
throws one up off the rim. Off East Brunswick.
Maybe you didn't want to take that shot.
And Lou Figueroa is saying, hey, he's on my man's back.
1:40 left.
East Brunswick really didn't have, they got a 3-point lead here.
Gorman and Zaffarena. Stolen by Raska.
And they can afford to hold it.
Raska, they're going to call a foul against Gorman.
And I'll tell you, you can give R.J. Davis some credit for that. He was anticipating the pass and forced him to overthrow it, and thus the turnover for the Bears, and now the foul.
Andy could increase the Bears' lead.
I believe that's Gorman's first foul. It is.
1-1. Bonus situation. All right. 49-45. Raska puts East Brunswick up by 5, 50-45, with 1:25 left in the game.
Ooh.
They're going to call
It's got to be a retake.
Reisner. That's his second.
So Gorman's going to go to the line here. Trying to check, see what Andy Raska's high game for the year is. I believe he has 26 points now.
Gorman short, Raska on the rebound.
Big
He's
misses
doing it
here.
at both ends.
Phil Edison has missed some crucial free throws here in the end.
One.
See if they go to a four-corner. RJ to Westrate. Inside a minute. They want Edison to foul. Knocked away.
Oh.
It's going to go to East Brunswick.
I'll tell you, Edison had to take a chance. They took a chance, almost came up with the play.
51 seconds left. Bears
They
by 5.
They have to foul. They can't afford to be.
And Gorman does commit the foul on Davis.
You see RJ limping there. That Achilles tendon is starting to flare up on him.
That's Gorman's second foul.
And Lou Figueroa wanted Gorman to foul R.J. Davis.
Yeah, he's probably the one to foul.
Not tonight.
I take that back. I say that only because he's more of the inexperienced player than, say, Fertig or Reisner. But I have to say, Phil's looking at his free throw percentage.
It's only 51%.
Okay, so maybe he's found the touch tonight almost.
Raska, can he save it? He does.
Oh, boy.
With 40 seconds.
That's a nail in the coffin right there for
Bears
Edison.
by 6, 41-45.
Eagles have to foul.
And Reisner's fouled by
And
McCann.
It's called
That's
intentional, so they get possession back after this. And it really was. You know, you don't see it called as often as you think it should, but this was so blatant.
And Figueroa not protesting too much.
Yeah.
So Reisner will go to the line, unaccompanied by any support from either his team or the Edison team. And he finds all net. Makes it 52-45. .53.
7-point margin, John, is East Brunswick's biggest lead here, but
31 seconds.
I don't think you can call this a comfortable win for them tonight.
Davis being pressured by Gorman. He's fouled, back court.
Gorman picks up 4 fouls in about a minute.
Well, they have to foul now to have any chance to be in a game. But you got to give this Edison team a lot of credit. You know, they played an excellent game tonight. I asked Coach Figueroa, what did he say to his team after an 0-20 record last year? He said, well, I simply thanked them for giving a good effort and told them that we're young and we'll be back next year. And they are back.
Shot, Freund, off the rim.
Well, Reisner
Good
was
hustle
pushed.
by Reisner.
He was pushed in the back.
Dixon. McCann blocked. Gorman. And Gorman was mugged in the corner.
Fertig went down on an ankle there. You got to watch it. He was really playing aggressively. He was
playing
going after everything.
Everything, you're right, because there were several blocks in that series right there, and he wanted to come up with another big one.
And as we see Phil Hostler assist Dave Fertig, Phil, I'd make a statement here in that Lou Figueroa, whether he gets it or not, is another story, but should be considered Coach of the Year for turning that program around, quite honestly.
He's turned Edison around. They're a very competitive team. He's upbeat. He loves the game, and he's constantly clapping regardless of what has happened with this team.
Dave Fertig hobbles off.
Well, he's going to sit at the end of the bench. Bo Henning is talking to him, asking him why.
What are you doing?
Yeah, because he really went at it recklessly there towards the end. I think he was probably a little incensed that Reisner was pushed out of bounds and nothing was called.
I think it's just his competitive spirit, you know, and you can't take that away from a kid.
10 seconds as Gorman throws one up against the glass.
Yeah, that should have been off to the side. An air ball never hit the rim. And they give it to Edison.
Oh, God.
Officials just shrugged his shoulders, said, sorry, I didn't see it. What do you want?
Look at it. Johnson comes up with the steal, which is
showing
justice.
his quick feet. 5 seconds. Davis to Westrate. That'll do it. 53-46. The Bears come away with a 7-point win, but it wasn't an easy one.
It really wasn't. I think if Edison had been able to convert on 2 one-on-one situations there when they had the opportunity, it probably would have been a lot closer and a little bit of a different game.
As you see the teams congratulating themselves, Edison will fall to 7-11. East Brunswick will improve to 12-6 and 6-4 in the red division. And tonight belonged to Andy Raska, 26 points according to our records.
Right. And Zaffarana was the high scorer, but he was really held in check in the second half. He only had 5 points after I think what was a 17 for the first half.
He's about 22.
Yeah, but a nice fine effort by Andy Raska. But also give credit to Dave Fertig coming back into the game. He never even got his 3rd foul. And Reisner came in with a big bucket there towards the end. A 3-pointer by Dave Fertig and a 2-pointer by Mike Reisner really sealed it for East Brunswick. And the points came during the time when they needed them.
Again, the final here from East Brunswick High School. It's the East Brunswick Bears 53, the Edison Eagles 46. A big win for East Brunswick as they start looking toward the GMC and state tournament. And they'll improve their record, as we said, to 12-6. So for Phil Hill and Jim Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro saying thanks for being with us.